ignore the huge mess. I have not unpacked my suitcase, so that's what I'm dealing with. And there's just stuff everywhere in here. Despite what it looks like, it is half unpacked. And also that tiny little sewing machine I got survived the journey. I don't know where I put it. I think it's in my office. But it survived the journey just fine. It was right here. It did get inspected. So TSA will inspect the sewing machines. That's good to know for the future. So that way there's like more clearance around it. Luckily I had it just flat so they could pick it up and then put it back. But yeah, it worked out perfectly. So we're getting this all situated while I celebrate a little victory where last night was the launch of the Switch 2 pre-orders after they delayed them. And I managed to snag 2 Switch pre-orders. One of them is for myself, of course, and Hibiscus. And the other one, my little sister is graduating high school. And so it's her gift for going to college. I figure Switch is like a perfect gift. And if I couldn't get a Switch 2, I was just going to get her a Switch 1. But I managed to snag a Switch 2, and my mom's going to get her the games for it. So perfect going to college gift. So I got 2, and I was refreshing Best Buy, and they like delayed their launch, and then Target was glitching at first. They were like already showing sold out. So I think it deterred a lot of people, but I'm like, that's pretty fast. Even for like bot standards, that was fast. So I refreshed the page, and it turns out it was a glitch. So I snagged one there. And then Walmart was bugging. Like, Hibiscus got in line, and it just kept like refreshing and unrefreshing repeatedly, and was burning through his phone's battery. So we closed it out, and then I decided like 15 minutes later, I was like, I wonder how Walmart's doing. And it showed in stock, so I put it in my cart and I snagged it. I had a small panic because the shipping address was still showing for the hotel where Babscon was. But luckily I was able to easily change that out. So now I got the 2 Switches that I wanted. I'm very happy. It was crazy. I just kept managing to sneak in right as the glitches were ending. So I got very lucky. And like 2 minutes before the Switch 2 pre-orders went live, I got my Anthrocon placement. I'm in this corner. I'm not 100% sure to feel about it. Like, we are across from a little seating area where people can take a load off and also eat some concessions. The concessions is open over there, and the big block right there is where the 18 plus hall is, where all the not safe for work stuff is. So it could be a good spot, especially since people really like to have a nice break moment. But I'm not sure. This is also the first year that they're doing the Artist Alley in the middle. But the Artist Alley is also cracked down on. So at FurryCon's Artist Alley is for commissions, not for really selling merch. Some of them are, they're evolving, but most of them are for just selling commissions. And so this year they're kind of cracking down on it. You can only have your display no more than 24 inches above the table, mostly to like display art that you can do. And you can sell some pre-made stuff, but it can't be more than what fits in a gallon Ziploc bag. So that's really interesting. I wonder how it's going to go this year, because I know Artist Alley kind of was in a poor spot last year because there was the bodega and then a line of tables for like people to take a load off, and then the Artist Alley. And a lot of people didn't go through the tables to get to the Artist Alley. So we'll see how it goes this year. I'm not 100% sure what to think. At first I was a little like, oh goodness, this seems like a poor spot, but I think it will be a fine spot. I mean, we always have a good time at Anthrocon. Anthrocon is always a really well run con, so I think it's going to be a good time. And also, there's the big booths in the other corner, which will be a draw for over there. So, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Some people are upset, some people are happy. It's a big change. There's no real thing to compare it to, but whatever happens, we're going to have fun. Also, in a similar vein, we got our FWA placements. And we are against the wall right here, and I really think that is a good spot. FWA's dealer room is surprisingly small. I thought it was bigger than this, but this is awesome. People are going to get a lot of traffic, so we have a lot to do in these 2 weeks before FWA to get more stuff prepared for it. So I think we're going to have a great time. I'm going to show you what I have been working on in just a moment. As soon as I finish unpacking this bad boy. And here it is, the thing that I have been working on. It is a roadkill plushie. You see it has the big X on the eyes. This is the tire tread marks for where it got splatted. And I'm doing Fluttershy as the tester to see how the pattern works out. So that's why it's a pony. I also have over here the ear pattern that I made everything for her for when I get to that step. But this is where we are so far. We have her tail, her legs. When I drew the like concept for this, I drew it as Fluttershy, so that's why the tester is Fluttershy. But yeah, I love the tire treads on the back especially. Like that's so funny. And even though I'm doing the tester as a pony, I'm probably not going to make these as ponies. I mean, Fluttershy, of course, will be one of them, but these will more than likely just be for furry cons and maybe for anime cons. I'll have to see how they do, but definitely for furry cons. I have plans for raccoon, fox, and bunny. I also want to do possum, but I'm not sure 100% how I want to do the legs for the possum yet, so I haven't finished that one. But yeah, we're going to do 3 of each design and then plus Fluttershy. So we'll have 10 for FWA, and we'll see how they do there. And if they do well, then we'll make more for Anthrocon. But I really love how these little roadkill plushies came out, and they're mostly in the hoop. The legs and the head and the body is in the hoop, and then the tail, the ears, and those details are not going to be in the hoop. So it's like a mix of both. But yeah, this came out super good. I love how this one came out. Also, normally I take my Furby pencil case with me for cons, for like my sewing. And while I was going to Babs Con, I dropped my thread. I was showing Hibiscus something, because on YouTube, if you have the premium or whatever, you can download videos, which I love doing for long flights because I can just download different videos to watch. And he was trying to ask me how I was watching YouTube without the internet, so I was trying to show him that like I download videos. And when I pulled the phone down, it knocked the thread and it rolled into the seat in front of us, right at the guy in front of me's feet. But luckily, the person that was in the middle seat was able to get the thread for us. So when we were leaving, we stopped at a bookstore because we had plenty of time to kill at the San Francisco airport. And they had this. It's like a little bag. Super nice, super cute. And it's very small. So one thing that I thought I could do with this is when I'm sewing on the plane, hook it on my arm like this. So when I'm sewing, I'm just like doing my thing. And then I can like, with my other arm, reach in and like grab what I need. So that way I'm not risking anything falling out or rolling. Plus it has a zipper so I can close it up. But I just thought this was really nice. And it's also super like squishy, so you can shove it in your bag, and it's less like the pencil case keeps its form, but this one you could shove different places. That was a tongue twister of a sentence. So I'm very excited about this. This will come into good use for Colossal Con. That's the next one I'm flying to, and then we're flying to Anthrocon and then Everfree. So for those, this is perfect. FWA we're driving to, and we're driving at like night, so more than likely this won't get any use there. But yeah, no, this is going to be my new sewing kit bag. I already got a bunch of sewing supplies in there, so yeah, this is going to be awesome. All right, so first of all, we're going through our bats now. We cut out 15. I've already stitched 3 of them, so those are going pretty good. I'm also working on Evie here. I've been stitching that. And then I am embroidering more of the roadkill plushies because the roadkill plush came out fantastic. This is Fluttershy right here, and oh my gosh, she looks fantastic. There we go. Like, I did the hair just loose so like she can dangle, and it just came out so good. Like, this looks really good. I got beads in her so she can flop, and the best part is she can sit on your shoulder like that. And then here's her tail. I also did wings on her, just like right here because it looks silly. But yeah, she's basically like a little pancake plush. And she came out super cute. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she looks amazing. I really love how this came out. So now I have bits for a fox up here. And then I am currently working on the raccoon. And then after that, I'm going to be also doing, I was going to do a bunny, but I didn't feel too strongly about it because I don't really have time to experiment with doing a whole opossum because I'd want to do the toes and everything. So I don't want to experiment too much with that. So I'm going to do an Eevee instead because I have made a lot of Eevees. So I kind of know what the Eevee needs. So we're going to have 3 of each of those, 10 total, including the tester Fluttershy, unless I keep her, because she's adorable. I love her so much. So just those, and that'll be a good test to see how they do. So I am very excited about that, and I just adore how she came out. She looks so good. But I think I'm going to take a quick little break from all the sewing to do some button punching. This is a book that I got at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Japantown in San Francisco during BabsCon, and it just has a bunch of the Pokemon in it, all like the ones through the DLC. So it's got Terapagos in there as well. It's ordered by type versus usually they're ordered by like alphabetical order, but yeah, no, this one's through type. Okay, normal type. So Terapagos would be here. There we go. This page is just super cool. I had to show it off real quick. I'm actually making this guy, and I got this Lazy Susan that has a hole in the middle of it, so I can try and make his little gemstones turn. It's gonna be really cool. But yeah, that one's really cool. But yeah, so I did a quick test on Tinkaton here to see if because the paper's really nice quality. But I did a quick test to make sure that my button punch could do it without too much issue, because sometimes it does have issue with the actual Pokemon card, so I stopped doing upcycle buttons with those. But no, it doesn't have an issue with this at all. So yeah, we're going to do some button punching with this. I got this specifically for that purpose because it has the Dream World artwork in it, which I really like. A lot of our Pokédexes here have the Sugimori artwork, which I love his artwork and everything. But it's just so much fun to see all the Dream World artwork because I don't normally see that. So I am very excited about this book. It's super cool. We have so much crafting going on over here. So much. We are in the thick of con prep right now. And I have Miss Rarity here. She was one that we finished for BabsCon like 10 minutes before the vendor hall closed. And at that point, everyone was in line for closing ceremonies. So she didn't end up finding a home. That's okay. We'll find her a home in FWA. Well, the second leg of our journey, she ended up, the suitcase that she was in, because I had her in my carry-on, ended up needing to go under the plane because it was one of the tiny planes, since we were going like 20 minutes down the road. Not down the road, down the sky. I'm not sure what the proper saying for that is. But like we were just flying from one city to the next. It worked out that was like way cheaper to do than it was to fly straight through one or the other. So whatever, it worked out. We got a cheaper flight. It is what it is. And so while she was like under the plane in the suitcase, she got a stain on her somewhere. It was like a stain, I'm thinking from the little sewing machine that was in it. She must have touched a spot that had some grease on it, and so she got a stain on her. There is this plush carpet cleaner called Folex, Folex, and it is a miracle cleaner. All the plush makers know Folex is what you use if you get a spot on your plushie. And so she had a spot on her, but you can't tell where it was. Let me move that light up. You can't tell where it was. It looks like she is just pure white right here, but you can't tell. Like, it is the same beautiful white color. It was just a tiny spot, but it was enough that I was just like, we need to get this cleaned up. And we cleaned it, and then as it's cleaning, we take the toothbrush, and then as it's drying, just brush it every so often, and it helps the Minky keep its nap. And so now it doesn't even look like she ever had anything on her. You can't tell at all. It's all looking good, uniform. So she is now ready to find herself her home, hopefully at FWA. So I'm working on the bats right now. I'm putting the eyes in, and whenever I work on these bats, I think about how I had to wait at the DMV forever. And so I brought like 10 of these, and I ended up finishing all of them while I was in line for the DMV. There's the eyes, and then if you turn inside out, you can see. That's creepy. But I remember I was in line, I was sitting in the chairs and going as smooth as I possibly can while you're waiting forever on the benches for your time. And it was right before KatsuCon, because my birthday's right before KatsuCon. And so my ID was expiring on my birthday, so now I get the real ID for flying and my new ID at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone. It's pretty great. And so I was getting that taken care of, and I was next to 2 older people. I think both of them were like in their 70s. They had to have been. They were definitely much older. Oh, there we go. And so they were having a conversation. It was really cute. They were like sharing stories about their youth together, and it was really sweet. Meanwhile, I'm next to them like sewing bats. They even asked me like, "Are you sewing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Whenever I like go somewhere I know I'm gonna have to wait a while, be it DMV, a waiting room of some kind, like if I'm going to get my car serviced, I need to wait, I'll bring sewing. If I'm at the airport, wherever, I'm sewing. It's just so easy to bring my stuff with me and then just go at it. So I'm sewing at the DMV. I have like a bag that I'm wearing around my wrist, and then or around my arm, and then I can just reach in there, grab some bad parts, sew, drop it back in there when I'm done with them. And it gets to a point in the conversation after they're done sharing stories of their childhood where they talk about that typical thing, the conversation that older people have been having since like the 1800s, where they talk about how the kids these days don't want to work anymore. Gen Z and millennials, they don't want to work. No one wants to work anymore. Meanwhile, I have made 8 bats beside them, and I am working on a 9th bat. I have been working my fingers off beside them this entire time, and it just is really funny to me. It seems like some sort of metaphor there could be made, but that was a fun experience. So whenever I have to work on the bats, I always think about that time in the DMV. Ignore the mess, con prep time be like that, but I got 2 of these sets of baskets, so there's 4 total, and I thought I would get, they were a little smaller than I thought they were, so I got 4 of them to be safe, but they'll travel pretty easily too. You can lay them flat in a suitcase or whatever. And I got these because I sell Pikmin plushies, the little plant guys, and when I sell those, sometimes they can fall over on the shelves because, you know, it's just the 2 little legs. So at a busier con like FWA, we don't want to constantly go around and fix them up and everything. So baskets, they're perfect for that because you can just get the baskets, put them on the shelf, put them in the baskets, and then they'll stand up nice and firm. And because of that, I'm going to put them down on like the 2nd shelf, so that way they're a little more easy to see even in the baskets, because the baskets are not that tall, so I don't think it'll really block them, especially if they're down a little lower, you can see them easier. I don't know, we'll see how they work out. If all else fails, they'll be good for my office. And then the big one, the wagon. I'm so excited about this wagon. I saw it in someone's vlog, I don't remember who, but it has a hatchback. And so that's awesome because with plushies and everything, you have a bigger area to like move things around in because you can fold this down. And then also it has a table attachment, which is great for behind the booth because you can have, if you have the space, an extra table back there for like your supplies, your drinks, your food and everything. And I'm also wondering, like, if you do an outdoor market, if that's a table you can possibly use to like set up your products on. I have no idea. We'll have to see what that looks like. But I'm very excited, especially since I definitely need the hatchback for this con. I was hoping to justify it to myself because this boy is a little pricey, but I did because we made enough at BabsCon to justify it, so I'm very excited about that. And then also, FWA, we're not going to be able to make Thursday setup because it's my little sister's graduation on that Thursday, and I'm not missing that for anything. So we're going to be arriving in Atlanta probably past midnight, which honestly kind of works out because we missed the traffic, but it does suck for the hotel. The hotels usually get a little weird if you check in past midnight, or they did in my experience. BabsCon 2023, my plane got delayed like a while. I was supposed to leave like a lot earlier, and then I think I got delayed by like 4 or 5 hours, so I was just sewing in the airport terminal. But because of that, we arrived past midnight, and the hotel was very mad at me. They gave me a lot of crap over it. I don't know why. But now I'm like a discoverist or globalist, whatever level it's called, with Hyatt. So maybe they'll go a little easier on me this time. I did call way ahead in advance to let them know, hey, I'm going to be arriving after midnight. I'm so sorry. They changed the time of the graduation. It was 2, now it's 6. I didn't tell them all that, but you know, that's why I'm going to be arriving later. And then they told me, you're calling way too early. Please call us closer to. That way the staff of the day of can know. And I'm like, that makes total sense. But they did put a little note on my account. I'm nervous about that. And I'm also nervous about, we only have an hour and a half to set up on Friday, because 8 to 9:30 is set up, and then 30 minutes, 9:30 to 10 is for sponsors. Sponsors at Brody conventions take advantage of that 30 minutes early entry, usually only on Friday, sometimes the other days, but they will come in, and usually in the sponsor time, I still have like half my stuff. So at other cons though, I know anime and comic, like no one takes advantage of the sponsor times. Furry cons, they do come in, but I don't have enough data to really say one way or the other. It seems more like average trickling than it does like hardcore sales like at a Brody convention. So I don't think it'll be too big of a deal, but with this, I can build the cubes in the room. So that way, our plan is to go in, build the cubes, get all that together, build the sticker towers, build any baskets and everything. And then like 30 minutes to an hour before the vendor hall opens for us to set up, we're going to go ahead and start taking the stuff down, and then I'll sit with it while my husband gets the rest of the loads. So that way we can just go in and get set up. We don't have to wait for like us to bring anything else down. We're ready to go. It's go time. And so this will really help with that with the hatchback, because we can put the cubes in there and everything. So I'm very excited about that. And I know at the most recent BabsCon, to be fair, we didn't set up any of the product, but we were able to build the cubes and everything and get the table ready to go with all of our chatting in like an hour and a half. And so with building the cubes ahead of time, I hope we can really cut that down in like half. And so my goal is for us to get all set up in an hour. And I think we can, because all we'll need to do is we'll have the 2 cube towers, and then we'll have the 2 wire cubes that go between the 2 cube towers. And that's where like the bats and the worms and stuff go. So then that way we'll have everything ready to go. We'll just need to attach those wire cubes to the 2 cube towers. And then we'll just need to put up the product. So I think we can do it. I believe in us. I think we got this. Look at him there. He eeping hard. And here's the wagon. It's super cool. I love the purple color. The purple and gray is super good. It also has a zipper pouch right there for different little odds and ends. It doesn't feel as sturdy as the red and the blue one that I have, but the red one is pretty much on its last legs. One of these popped off, and so it can still work even with this little thing not being there anymore, but it's time. It is time to replace it. We've had the red one for, oh gosh, years. The blue one is still kicking it though. Blue one is still doing a good job, but yeah, it's time. So this one doesn't feel as sturdy, but I think it will do just fine. Like with what we haul, it's not going to be an issue. Also, it has really big wheels, so you can use it as like a beach wagon too if you wanted to, because of the big thick wheels. The wheels are like a plasticky material versus the rubber of the others, so that might cause some like wear and tear. I'm not 100% sure how that'll work, but hopefully it'll work perfect for our purposes. Because our other wagons, the blue one is still kicking. That one we've had for 10 years. And then the red one I've had for like 6 or 7. And it just now is showing issues. So I think it'll be good. This is just me comparing it to like a 10-year-old wagon. And it has this, which I really like this. This is the insert, but the insert has these Velcro, because instead of having like this weird sleeve that you have to like push down over the wagon, you just wrap the insert around the wagon, and that's what keeps it all together. That is so much nicer than the others, which we don't even use that little wagon cover after the first few times. It's not worth it. And the handle actually comes all the way out, so it has a little slip, you can slide it in on the other side of the insert. So that way you can take the handle off and have it nice and neatly stored without the handle sticking out, which happens when you try to store the others. All right, now I'm gonna try and figure out the hatchback portion. Okay, these right here, just like they push onto that pipe and then you can pull them off. And then you have the hatchback. And then this can go flush along the hatchback. I like that it has, I'll have to cut that thread. I like that it has the insert that goes all the way along, even with the hatchback. But yeah, this is a really good size. So I think this will be perfect for our needs. And yeah, I am very impressed. I like this wagon. I think it'll be a good wagon. I think it'll be a good addition to what we have going, and will definitely help at some of the upcoming cons that we have. So yeah, I'm very excited about this wagon. It looks really good. So I was rolling it a bit, and this actually spring loads back up, which is really nice. So that way it's not falling and clonking people. And also the handle is a nice height. So like I'm just reaching out like that so I can pull it nice and easily. That's really nice. I know my husband has a lot of trouble with the blue wagon that we have because the handle is like here. So overall, I really like this wagon. I think this is gonna be great. I'll let you guys know how it works at FWA. I finished most of the Pokemon buttons. I only have like a tiny stack left, and that's because I ran out of the top parts. I still have some of the pin bag parts. Usually when you order from Button Boy, which is what I do, they give you a little bit more of the pin backs just in case some of them are missing, like the this part or something. So they always give you a bit extra, and I always save the extras, and then eventually I have enough extras that I can just get like the pin fronts and I'm good. They also give you a bunch of extra Mylar, so I have a bunch of extra of that too. But I did order more yesterday, I think, so they should be here probably this week at the latest. I'd say Monday or so. They always arrive super fast, but I finished all these Pokemon buttons. It's a sizable amount too. Almost did all of them, and then I want to make more, probably have to make more Pony, and then I want to make some more Sonic. I have a few Sonic comics that I can upcycle in the closet, so that'll be good for that. But for right now, we are done with buttons, so now I have these to work on, and this is probably what I'm going to work on next. This is basically a deconstructed Eevee. Okay, let's pull this out. So these are the poofs that will make up the neck ruff, and then we have ears right here, and we have the tail, the head, and then the body. There you go. Deconstructed Eevee. That's honestly a little creepy, but that's probably what I'm going to work on now. And then this won't take me too long now that I have all this. The stitching and everything is the longest part. So now it's just stuffing and hand sewing. And then after that, I will finish the roadkill. These are foxes, these are raccoons, and right now I am working on the bunnies. I went back and forth on if I wanted to do Eevees or bunnies, because I didn't feel strongly about the bunnies until I was making this, and I saw this fabric, which is what I would use for like the round bunny tail. And then when I had that, I was just like, oh, that's gonna be perfect. Plus rabbit furries, they would love to see like a roadkill bunny. So I decided to go with the rabbits, and I think I have some pink noses. If not, then I'll use different noses, but I believe I have some little pink noses, so that would be super cute with the bunnies. But the roadkill bunnies. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. So I'll be working on those next. And then after I finish embroidering the bunnies, I don't have to embroider any more roadkills. I was gonna do a Luna from Hell of a Boss, but I was thinking like, I'm spending too much time on the roadkill plushies when I could be doing other things. So I was like, all right, no more roadkill plushies. I know I'm excited about them because they're new and exciting, and it's my new like plush thing that I'm doing, but let's take it easy. So I'm gonna finish this. That body is done. That's body number 3. And then I have the 3 heads. I already did the legs. And then the ears and tail will be just patterns and not in the hoop. What are you doing, buddy? What you peeping? Well, that FedEx truck isn't bringing us a package. I don't think, anyway. We did get an awesome package. Actually, no, I was wrong. It was for me. It's a package from the Pokemon Center. I treated myself. They had this really cute plush set, and I had to get it. I had to. Yes, it was a need. Oh my gosh. Boom. Get that out the way. It is, they had like twin keychains. So you got two keychains, and they're like twins. Oh my gosh, their little clips are hooked together. But it's Quagsire, which I don't know why he's like this. You okay, sir? Do you need assistance? There you go. His mouth closed. He's just like, yeah. And then this is the main event. Clodsire. Look at that face. Oh my god, it's so cute. His little feets. But yeah, like, I got it because I really wanted the Clodsire. I adore Clodsire. I have a big stuffed Clodsire that I like sleep with at night. Oh, I knocked the camera. I have a big stuffed Clodsire that I sleep with at night, and like, I had to have this one. He's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at him. He is perfect in every way. And Quagsire is like that meme with the Doduo that's like, be strong for Clarence, mother. Or be strong for mother, Clarence. If I say it right. So thank you, FedEx. You delivered me some beautiful baby boys. Alright, sorry for that distraction. Now time for the main event, which is Fabric Day. I forgot. I honestly ordered this fabric because it's been just such a while. I don't think it's really even been that long. Just with the con prep that I've had to do for FWA, it just feels like it's been longer. Because yeah, I ordered this last week, so it took like a week to arrive. Oh gosh, what is time anymore? All right, I'm gonna open this. So this right here, I had originally ordered a different blue. This is for Flawless. And they were out of it, so then they asked me if there's another blue I'd want to replace it with. And I told them that there was one blue I tried that I didn't like, but I would be cool with swapping it out with this. Is this color closer to other color? Just so I could know, because they've always been super helpful with the questions. They said, no, it's more like a lighter. And I was like, okay, cool, that works perfectly. And they're like, if you don't feel confident in the color, we can just like give you credits or your money back. I was like, no, I'll totally take this. And even if it's like not a perfect match, I can find something to use it on. So no worries. And it was very sweet that they were like wanting to make sure I would be satisfied. But yeah, no, this color, absolutely perfect for Flawless. So I'm very happy with this one. And then there is this blue that I was trying out. It is, you can kind of tell on camera. The camera shows as a gray hue. It's not, it's blue. This is also Flawless's color. You just have to believe me. The lighting in my room is bad because I have this light, that light, and then this light up here. And they're all like 3 different hues. So everything in my room looks weird on camera. It looks nice and bright to me. I like having bright lights so I can see what I'm doing when I sew. But for filming and stuff, it's not the greatest. Usually when I film my like turnarounds of the plushies, I turn off some of the lights so that way it actually looks correct. But anyway, these are 2 different shades right here. And so they're both like pretty identical. Like to most people, they're not gonna tell the difference. The difference shows up more clearly on camera than it does in person. Even though in person it shows up great, but you know what I mean. So yeah, these are both going to be for Flawless. This is perfect. There's also several other things I can use it for, but Flawless was like my main intention because she is very popular, so I definitely want to make sure I have enough fabric for her. And then I also got this light blue. I'm out of it, so I went ahead and bought some more. And then, oh yeah, I treated myself. So if I have a good con, I'll treat myself to a fun yard of fabric that I haven't purchased before. There are several shades I just haven't bought because I haven't had a need for them. But this color right here is showing up very blue on the camera, but it's like a blue with a slight green hue to it. So it's like, I would say it's kind of like the inside of Charizard's wings, or maybe, no, I wouldn't say the top part of Carvana. Carvana is more like a dark blue. But yeah, kind of like that, like a mix between a green and a teal. It's hard to explain, but it's a beautiful shade of color. And I absolutely adore this. I am not 100% sure what I'm going to use it on, but I'll have it. It'll definitely have a use. I'm also sure there's ponies that will have this color in them too. So yeah, I'm very excited. This was my fun yard that I got. And then I also got some... Oh, this is another Flawless color. I bought a lot of colors to try out for Flawless, and like, I will end up using the majority of these because she's so popular. This one's a lot lighter, and these are more accurate to her color, so I'll be using these. But this is like a very gray-hued blue. I would almost say it's a gray with blue hue. It's so close to that, but it's a very beautiful color. Very good. So, yeah, definitely a fun color. Oh gosh, there's so many things I could use this for. Honestly, it would work pretty great for like an Onyx. Not that anyone would buy an Onyx plushie, but this would work great for like an Onyx and like pretty much any steel Pokemon. The blue hue on it is honestly like perfect for steel types. Yeah, that's a fun color right there. I got myself some nice fancy white. I finally got the papaya in. It's showing up more pink on the camera, but papaya is the color that I like to use for Sunny Star Scout because it's this pleasant shade of like orange with a slight like pink hue to it, which you can see the pink hue more on the camera, which is perfect for her because in the movie she's not strictly orange. She becomes more orange in the 2 TV shows, on the Netflix show and the YouTube short. She becomes more of an orange color, but in the movie she's more of like a softer color than the dark orange. So this is the color that I like to use for her. It's nice, it's soft, it works perfect for her. These arrived and they're much smaller than I thought they were going to be. Like the pink ones work, but these, yeah, there's no way. I don't know if they sent me the wrong ones or I accidentally clicked on the wrong one, but yeah, no, this is not, this is just not going to end up working out for a con. But that's okay. We can use these in the office, so no worries. They will have a use. Yeah, definitely much too small to do anything con-wise with them. They're a bit bigger than I thought. If I had like a more traditional booth where I did like prints and stuff, these would be perfect for like, you could do B grades in them. You could do any number of things. So they're definitely useful. They're just a lot smaller than what I wanted. But now, will Clodsire fit? He does fit. I'll try Quagsire too. Not as good, but still fits. Oh my god. Honestly, they fit perfectly here in this like under the desk section. I have this like section here that's just like, I don't know, it's the area between the top of the desk and like where the drawers and everything is. And it works perfect. These baskets fit perfectly in this area. So I have one that's like chapstick, nail polish, lactate, all that good stuff. And then this one is like the bow pattern piece for the Eevee, thread, my thimble, sewing stuff. And yeah, they fit perfectly. And then they match my like little flower box here that has all my Sharpies in it and fabric markers and everything. So yeah, this is quite nice over here. Well, I guess today is Christmas for me because I just got another box. This box is from TrotCon. I backed their plush backer kit that they did to get their mascot plushies done for the con this year. And I won't be able to go to TrotCon this year, but I still wanted to support them. So yeah, let's open this bad boy up and see what those plushies look like. Now, these designs were made by Little Softs, or made in collaboration with Little Softs, which is ran by Dinky Mouse, who used to run the Pokemon Collectors community on LiveJournal. So that's pretty exciting. All right. We have Peanut Butter. This is, oh, it's got like a little tag. Yeah, this is Peanut Butter. This is their main mascot. He's got little pony ears. That's pretty cute. And then their other main mascot is Larson Cat. The story is that they found a kitten and they named it Larson because M.A. Larson, one of the people behind the show G4 My Little Pony, always goes to TrotCon, so they named it after him. And so I believe that's the story. But yeah, these are their two main mascots. And then we have all these side mascots. So we have... Oh, she's holding the stickers. I'll show those off in a moment. We have Proxy. Proxy Server is her name. She is the online mascot. They made her for the TrotCon Online back when they had the COVID lockdowns. And I digitally attended that one. And that was pretty fun. I liked all the little digital My Little Pony conventions they did. I'd rather have in-person ones, but the digital ones were still fun. Her wings are cute. And her little tail. So that's what she looks like. Very interesting designs. Very different and unique from like other pony cons. And then, move this out the way so I can still set them up. And then we have the next two were created at around the same time for the Winter TrotCon. One of the online cons they did, it was like Coco versus Cider. So they made mascots to go along with that. So we have, this is Coco, and she is a pterogryph, I believe is the species name. It's like a griffin, but they don't have wings. They're just like on the ground. And then the other mascot, I like this one. I think this one is a cutie. Is Cider. Oh, she's a little shorter than the others because she doesn't have like the ears. She's got the fluffies. Cider is a griffin. Oh, I see her little feathers. Yeah, that's super cute. They got embroidery on them. I always like the embroidery or like stitch line details in the fur. I always think that's really fun. So, and so we have Cider. She likes Cider. She liked Coco. And, oh, she's got her little wings. She's got her little griffin tail. And so they just kept them on as mascots because they're cuties and they're also girlfriends. That's really cute. And then we have the newest one. This one I'm not too super familiar with because I didn't go to the TrotCon that this one was debuted at, but it's Hex Code, and she is a changeling, but like before they were reformed changelings. And so she's just got like a bunch of different rainbow colors because of computer stuff. She's like a video game computer bug thing. So yeah, that is the 6 TrotCon mascots, I believe, in order of creation here. These two are created like at the same time, just about. So let's see what our extras were, because there were some extras for the backer kit, especially since I did back all 6 of them because I wanted to support the con. I like supporting pony conventions in any way that I can because I love pony conventions. But we have stickers. So they have stickers of the mascots. There's Hex Code. Yeah, you can kind of see what they look like now. Proxy. I think Proxy's adorable. I actually have a pin of her in my Eat-A bag that someone made, and she's just cute. She's just cutie. I wish her hair gave the like volume feeling. Maybe if they had one piece of hair going right there, that would have been perfect. I might change that. I might actually cut this hair off and then move it up here, so that way it gives her her nice full hair look. I always modify the plushies that I get. I am always modifying them. I think the Pokemon Center ones are the only ones I never have to modify because they're so well made. But yeah, so don't mind me. I just always do this. There's Coco the pterogryph. Here's Cider the griffin, who's very cute. There's Larson Cat, and then there's the OG herself, peanut butter. And then I also got a pen. It is a wood pen, and it has the 3 of the mascots on here. It's got peanut butter, and then it has cider and cocoa on here as well. Oh yeah, that's another difference. She doesn't have wings, and she has big, like, cat ears. So yeah, so that is, get it all set up looking nice so I can take a picture of all of them together. But this is the TruckCon backer kit prizes, and I didn't back anything extra. I mean, I got 6 plushies. I wasn't backing anything like extra. So all of these were included for free with it. So that's really nice of them. So we finished the red, yellow, blue, and white Pikmin embroidery. I think that I'm not gonna do the purple Pikmin because I forgot they had little head hairs. I don't know why I forgot, but I forgot. And I need to get them their little head hairs. They can't not have their little head hairs, so I'm gonna hold off on the purple Pikmin for now. Plus, we don't want to get too hung up on one thing, so those are done. And next up, we're gonna do Fresno Nightcrawlers and Yeehaw Frogs. Almost done with Eevee. It just needs 1 ear, and then I'm gonna make the bow. I did find my thinner elastic this time, which is really nice, so I can put the bow on it. Last time I couldn't find it, so I used the thicker elastic. It's like this versus like this, and it definitely did not look as good. So I'm very excited that I found that. Also, I know I need to cut out and stitch and everything the long Furby. I don't want to. I am so procrastinating from doing that. I love the long Furby, but after so many batches, it kind of gets old making the long Furby. So I always end up putting it off. And then when I'm in the midst of it, I'm having a great time. I love making my brood. I love seeing my brood come to their own and shine. But like, it's the build up to the long Furby. Currently I'm doing a thing that I normally do, which is when I only have a little bit of thread left after like sewing the ear on the Eevee, I'll use it for the beanies because I don't like waste. I like finding ways to prevent waste in my business when I can. So right now I'm working on one of the zips that I had left over after BabsCon. I didn't end up finishing all the beanies that I brought. I think there was 6 that I didn't finish. So right now I'm working on zip. I'm going to be finishing all the beanies that I didn't finish, and then I'll have those for FWA. And let me just say, I am so anxious about FWA. I've been doing a lot of similar cons. Like usually I'll throw in 1 or 2 new ones a year, but I have been doing a lot of similar, same cons. So you get into like a pattern with them. Like even though I had never done Colossal Con Prime before, I had done Colossal Con East, so I knew what to expect. Granted, the Colossal Con Prime Hotel is really like, it's like a maze. I finally kind of learned my way around, but I remember day 1, I got lost. There's a point in the vlog where I like go down this hallway that I did not need to go down on the first day when I'm trying to find my artist alley table. And yeah, it was a little bit of a labyrinth, but I kind of liked that because it was just like going through a maze of amazing cosplay. So that was still like, you know, familiar, and I had friends there. Where FWA, I'm very anxious because of us needing to only do setup day of and only having like, I'm gonna guess we're gonna have probably after check-in, because we'll have to get there and then immediately check in, probably like an hour 15. So I'm hoping we can get it all done in that time, especially if I build the sticker towers ahead of time and I build the cube towers ahead of time. And then if we're sitting out there waiting for the vendor hall to open, my plan is to go ahead and start like setting up the stickers on the little sticker acrylic stands. And I did pay shipping today. I can't remember if I already said that or not. I paid shipping today so that way my stickers, I made several new designs and I reordered a bunch of ones that I needed to. And those will be here in time for FWA. So I'm very excited about that. What I'm trying to do is take my sticker designs more seriously. It sucks because I actually lost my Apple Pen because I have an iPad that I got specifically to draw like embroidery files and everything using Procreate on it. And I've been making some sticker designs and then I lost my Apple Pen. I have no idea where it is. So I've been wanting to refresh the sticker designs, get some new ones, figure out which one of the old ones are like the most popular. There's some designs that I love that do not sell well, like my hermit crab and things like that. But just trying to figure out new stuff that works. Trying to fiddle with like backgrounds of stickers and things like that. So I'm also trying out different manufacturers. This time I'm trying out it's a Hub City Slaps, and I'll let you know if the stickers work out. I still haven't found a sticker designer that I 100% love. I mean, other than Bunnies and Cream, but I needed these stickers in like a quick turnaround. There is a vendor group that I'm in. It's for furry vendors, and they give you the tough love that you need to improve, which I really appreciate because it's coming from a place of love. Like, they want you to get better and improve, so they will be harsh with you, but it's like stuff that you need to hear. So I definitely like that. I like having a place I can go and get some like solid advice. And so I've been doing my stickers $3 each or 2 for $5 for a while, and with like raising prices and trying different sticker manufacturers and everything, it's kind of time to raise the prices, especially with different designs. They want me to raise the prices to like $5 each, and I'm not super comfortable with doing that yet, just because I feel like I really need to polish what I have for my stickers and my designs and everything, and go in and figure out like what I want to do with them. So I don't feel that's right. I think I'm going to try $4 each or 3 for $10. They wanted me to do $5 each or 5 for $20, but I really need more designs. The 3 for $10 works better for me, but I don't feel like I have the sticker designs yet to do the $5 each. Plus, I'm still trying different sticker places, so I want to make sure that I have the quality I want, because currently all my stickers are waterproof, sun resistant, and vinyl, so they can go on like water bottles and stuff. And so I want to make sure that everything stays consistent quality. And so while I'm in this like transitionary period of trying a bunch of different sticker retailers just to like see which one I like best, I definitely want to try Sticker Ninja next. I haven't tried them yet. I've been trying different other little companies just to like test them out. So I definitely want to figure out a good sticker manufacturer, and then I want to go through and like edit all my designs, work on the designs. It's going to be a process too, because I'm not going to have time to really sit down and do a lot of the drawing on the iPad until like, oh gosh, I have no clue. Probably around Anthrocon time. So for now, I think $4 each and 3 for $10 is going to be perfect. It's also not a huge price increase. It's $1 per sticker. And I definitely feel that's fair for some of my, for the designs that I have. And I definitely want to go through and, you know, edit and work on them. Hi, buddy. Hi. Finn. Hi. Oh my gosh. Benny. Hey. He's just back there making noises. So I definitely want to work up to that and feel like that I have earned that price point. There's so many different things that go into pricing, and I'll tell you right now, all artists struggle with pricing. You could be doing this for like years. You can be doing this for like, I've been doing conventions for 10 years, and you're never going to know what to price yourself. So many artists do underprice themselves, and that's one thing that I'm trying to work on, because I have historically underpriced myself for sure. So I'm definitely working on it and trying to figure out like what is a good price, especially with the tariffs because I can't do the manufactured designs anymore. I have been priced out. So sadly, we're very low on jellyfish, very low on axolotl keychains, and once those are gone, they're gone. I can't afford it anymore because it has historically been about $1.75 to $2 each for each jellyfish, and I sell them for like $10. And that works out for me. That's a pretty fair price point for them and everything, I feel. But now with the tariffs, I don't know what they are right now because with con prep I stay off of social media, so I don't really know what's going on in the world. But back when they were $2.45, I don't know if they are or not anymore, it was like $12 each to manufacture a jellyfish keychain. So it was more to manufacture than it would cost me to sell them. So like, no, that's not going to work. And no one is going to pay like, what, $20 each for the keychains? Like, no, not for the jellyfish keychains anyway. So yeah, I'm priced out. I can't manufacture. I had planned it ahead of time though. But I had thought at this point in like, it's the first day of May, I had thought by this point, this all thing would be figured out and we would not be like in this. I had thought that the tariffs would be like one of the first like things that happened. And by this point in the year, we would be situated. So I even organized it with my factory because I was like, I'm not going to manufacture anything right now. I want to wait and see. And we planned to do more handmade and that was working out great. And then like, yeah, I had definitely planned for all of this to be over with by now, but it's not. It's still going on. We don't know what's going on. No one knows what's happening. So until further notice, I can't manufacture, which sucks because I had planned to have 2 new jellyfish colors debuted, and that's not going to happen now. I had planned to do blue and mango, and yeah, that's not going to happen. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All we can do is just our best. And I know all the artists are hurting right now. And it's hard to talk about it with people because a lot of people don't understand that there are no like American alternatives. So there's nowhere in the US that you can manufacture plush. Anyone who says that they are manufacturing plush in the US is generally a middleman to a Chinese factory that is not being entirely honest and upfront with where everything is going. So that sucks. And then like with enamel pins, the process of manufacturing an enamel pin, it works similarly to how they mint coins in a certain few parts of the process. So because of counterfeit laws, you cannot actually manufacture enamel pins in the US in a way that is like meaningful and useful to like anyone to sell. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's like $8 to $10 each, maybe even up to $15 now per pin, which is already what people would like want to charge for the pin. And then you can only do, was it 8 to 10 of one design? And you can only do 8 to 10 of one design every like 6 to 12 months or something like that. So it's just not reasonable to manufacture enamel pins in the US right now. So the only place you can really do that is China. And I know Vietnam has some plush making factories, but I built up a relationship with my factory. I know they're not going to sell my designs to anyone else. They have the patterns already, so I can just tell them what colors and then send them a money wire for the designs and everything. So like that's all situated and set to go. But you know, to try out a new factory, you have to build up a relationship. I know the factory that I currently use is ethical and provides adequate like climate control and seating and everything for the workers. So I don't know, it's a lot to take into consideration, and it's hurting literally almost all the Artist Alley businesses, which sucks. It really sucks. But we're all staying informed. The Artist Alley network group, Annie, A lot of people are, there's a channel just for sharing tariff updates. So like when the thing arrived, if they've received a tariff yet, and then like if they do, they'll update it and say they have. If they have, they'll say how much it was. So we can kind of keep like an idea on it and everything. And there's a lot of factories that are trying to figure out like workarounds. Like if I ship to this one state or this one country and then I ship to you, will that save money? And it's just a lot of unknowns right now. Manufactured Plush's main goal with my booth is to provide a supplement so that way I can have less strain on my wrists. And two is to, as the handmade stuff sells out, I can put it around the booth. So I can put like frogs at the top, axolotls on the shelf or whatever, and it helps fill out the booth and make the booth look more full. So that way I never look like I am sold out of things, even if I am. I'll have to tackle that bridge when I come to it. I'm hoping this whole thing will be sorted before that becomes an issue, because I would imagine that I'm good through the end of this year as far as manufactured plush, but I would want to start manufacturing more in like October, November at the latest, after their next holiday, because they have a major Chinese holiday in February and the other one is in the fall, and I always forget exactly when it is. It's usually in September, October, November. It's one of those months. I totally forget which one it is now. That's my bad. So my hope was to, after the holiday is over, manufacture stuff, but who knows what's going to happen. I hope everything sorts itself out, but if not, we'll make plans. We'll figure out what we're going to do, and we'll get through it just as we've always gotten through every other challenge that comes with running your own small art business. So this was my ramble as I sewed things. I really like the bow for the Eevee this time around, this Cons Eevee. I use this, you can see it's glittery scale minky. I believe this is from Joanne. I got it in a lot of, I think it was the cotton scraps, and there was some minky in there as well. And so I got it in there, and I adore this. This is so pretty. And then you can see here I use the thinner elastic, so the bow can come on and off. You can put it on either ear or wherever you want to. So yeah, I think that looks really good. Desk right now is very morbid. We are working on all of our little pancake flat boys. They have beans in them and then a little stuffing up at the front to make it easier to stitch on the heads and everything. These are foxes, raccoons, and then I was going to do Eevees because I didn't feel strongly about the bunnies. But then as I was working on the Eevee that I finished, the white fur made me think about like the little pom-pom tail that bunnies have, and I'm like, okay, I feel strongly about bunnies, and also there's a lot of bunny furries, so it'll work out. Currently I'm embroidering some skeleton foxes, and I'm also working on bats and pony beanies. I'm working on too much at once, but it's very fun. I'm going to try and stitch everything up, and then going into this weekend, I was going to do ponies, but I think instead I'm going to make it a Furby weekend. Oh, there's a flash of lightning. Jeez. Here it is. It's our last pilgrimage to Joanne's closing.
We're pillaging a whale fall. We got like big plastic bins.
Oh, nice.
Big old fish cart.
That's nice.
You want to buy a shopping cart for $20?
No. And like with all these stores closing, the Wish stuff remains super unsold. No one wants the yellow. Artists like these because you can store like, oh, it's missing one, like the prints and stuff. It's our final Joann haul. And that was our final trip to Joann Fabric. Well, it's not a store that I was able to take advantage of because they just don't have what I need. I know it was an invaluable resource for so many people, and it really sucks to see it gone. At the location that we went to, I don't know why, but they had turned off the AC. I think maybe it was a cost-saving measure. And so all the employees in there were boiling. It was hot in there. Well, I think my polyfill order has arrived. Breakfast of Champions here with the pink sprinkle donut. But, so I had not gotten as much work as I had planned to this week. And this weekend I had planned to knock out so many different things. But I wasn't feeling so great. I was not able to get things done. And I don't know what it was. I was unable to focus. And then when I was at Joann, I started feeling really bad. And so we went to Joann, and then we stopped at 7-Eleven. They were cash only because I think the system was down. But luckily, I still had like my big pouch of coins and ones that are left over from various cons. So I was able to use that to get, we got a few donuts and some energy drinks. And what else did we get? I don't remember. We got some other stuff. Just because 7-Eleven is right there in the parking lot of Joann. So we made a quick stop there. And I was like, we tried to go somewhere else, and I was just like, I feel terrible. We need to go home. So we did, and I started recognizing the feeling. It was after Everfree 2023. There's a mall, like, just right across from the hotel where Everfree is. Like, if you go, it's right there. And you could take the skywalk to it as well, but sometimes it is quicker just to take the little across the street. Plus, it got me some nice fresh air, which I desperately needed after a con weekend. And I remember I was having trouble, like, walking through the mall, and I'm like, what is going on? Why am I having trouble? And I was, like, downgrading my plans for the next day because I had planned to go to Pike Place and the aquarium, but I was like, maybe I'll just go to the aquarium then. But then I got a nice, decent rest because during pony cons, I should say, sometimes I do not sleep the best. I think everyone kind of gets to that point, especially if you have a lot of work to do. And so after a good night's sleep, I felt amazing, and so was able to do the aquarium and Pike Place like I originally planned. And so same here, after a good night's sleep, because I recognized what it was, so I'm like, all right, so at 7:30 p.m. I decided just to turn in, let's just sleep as long as we can sleep, because I had not been sleeping good at all for like days. And so I slept until I couldn't sleep anymore. I slept about like 9 or so hours. I woke up sometime after 5:30, and I feel so much better, like immediately, night and day difference. I had made my last shopping trip to Joann Fabric. It's sad to see it go. It's not a place that I ever really took advantage of because it was too far away and they didn't have enough of the things that I personally needed for what I do. But it's still really sad to see them go. And it's really sad to think that I'll never be able to just like run into a Joann to see like what they have anymore, or pick up some weird interesting furs that I can actually like touch in person. But I made my last shopping haul, if I can talk, and we're going to show that off right now. So one of the first things that I saw was some fabric squares. These are not going to be in any order because the bags are all out of order, but that's okay. But I picked up fabric square like this for the bats that I do, the scrap bats. I don't know where the other one is. We'll find it as we go. But I also got some cuts of cotton fabric. I don't normally get the big cuts of cotton fabric. I usually like pillage people's scraps, or I will see what's in the like remnant bin. I really miss Joann's remnants. They were always 50% off of whatever was in there, and it was really fun to dig through them. But I saw a few because the fabric when I went was, majority was 50% off, but a 2-yard limit. So basically you paid the price of 1 yard to get what you needed. And then some was 60% off, but most was 50. So I got a cut of this rainbow. This would be really nice for some of the bats right here. I really like the rainbow color. It can match a variety of fabrics, especially like oranges and stuff like that. So I think that'll be really popular. And then this was 60% off. It's like a spider web. And I believe, yeah, there are spiders on there too. But I probably won't put the spiders on there, just I don't want to scare anyone. But I will be using like the leaves and the spider webs. I just think this is so cool. It's also like a flannel type of fabric, which is really nice. So it's easier to sew than some of the cotton fabric. So I thought that was really nice. And that'll pair well with like black bats, gray bats, all sorts of things. So I really like that one. And then I saw this one, I had to get it. This was sushi. It's more of an anime type of fabric. And I think people will really like this. Lots of different treats, lots of different rices and egg rolls. And I believe that's seaweed salad right there. That's really nice. And ramen or hot pot. So I was like, this will be really good, especially for anime cons. And the other fabric that I got, this gray, fluffy, woolly type of fabric. It's like a fur. They didn't have too many furs when I went, but this was really nice. Also, they didn't have any polyfill. Several of my friends have gone to Joann and gotten like the 20-pound boxes for super cheap, so I was hoping to find some. I went ahead and I ordered from Walmart because it was cheap enough and I didn't think I was going to go to Joann, but then someone said that theirs were like $48 at theirs, so I'm like, well, this is my time to stock up because I will go through all of it. Like, those 3 boxes that I got will last me maybe through August. Maybe. So like 2 or 3 months, if that. I'll probably be using up one whole box on just the long Furbies. But yeah, this is like a gray wool. It's very nice and soft and warm. And then also in the first section, I got a dark gray. And this is the same type of nice warm fabric. Also, I have this white creamy woolly fabric. It's like a creamy. And it's like the wool is really small. So like the other ones, it was like the little wool parts were larger. This one's very small and it has a very interesting texture because of that. I really like how this one looks. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I love it. And there's so many different things I can do with this, so many projects. So I'm excited for this one. I also got some quilt batting. It was like $14, I think. And it's really nice. It's a thinner type, but it's nice for like wings and different things like that. So I got a roll of it. And then I got a fat quarter of the pink. I don't have too many different colors to go with pink. I have a flamingo, but the flamingo never seems to really attract people that much. So I was like, this is a nice, decent looking pink pattern. It's really cute. The pink colors are really cute on this, and I think it'll make some good bats. So I got that. Then Hibiscus got a tape measure, probably for Warhammer. And then he also got, or I got it, but we're going to use it on a plush for him. 2 of these little zippers. He has a OC that looks like a mummy pony. And he wants to do a thing where, like, she's a mummy, so her organs are in jars, but you can also, like, unzip her and put them in there. I don't know. He's wanting to go all out with it. And so I got these zippers because I'm like, this will be perfect for what he wants. So I have these. And then if he decides not to do that, then there's so much that we can do with it too, so won't be losing out on anything. And then I got this to try. This is a magnetic needle case, and it might be good for my sewing case up there, the travel sewing case that I have. So I got that to try out. And, oh, here we go. Here's the other fat quarter that I got. Because, like, I don't have enough, as I said, for the pink one, so this was a nice, cute pink pattern. They didn't have too many of the fat quarters there. So all I found was the pink one and then this black one, which I thought was cool. And yeah, so not the biggest selection, but those will be great for the bats. And then I got some pins because my yellow pins that I use, I had a whole thing of them. They look like this, the standard. You can see this one's bent a little. But over the years, I have either lost them or they have broken, the head has fallen off, they've bent, so many different things. So I got a thing of black and white ones to use. Some of them were still a little pricey, and I was just like, you can go to Walmart and get this cheaper, so I didn't get any of those. So I got this one. I'm not familiar with the brand or anything, but I mean, it's pins, so pins don't normally usually matter for the brand. And then my husband saw these as we were leaving. It's the crates that I just got in pink, but these are purple. You can see they're a nice, decent size. Oh, I like how they have the little down part there. And they didn't have any pink, but they did have this lavender. And I got all they had of the lavender. Oh no, it looks like some of them have a little breakage on it, but that's okay. These are going to go in a suitcase and probably get more broken over the years, so it is what it is. They also were super inexpensive, so it is what it is. But looks like we got 5 of these. And I got the purple. They didn't have any pink or anything like that, but the purple is my PonyCon colors, so it's just a little breakage there, but that's okay. They were like $1.40 or something, super cheap. So I'm excited about these. These will be good for PonyCons. And I'm not 100% sure what I would put in them. Maybe buttons or I don't know. But they were so inexpensive, and I'm still experimenting with these because FWA was the first time I used these for my display. So we'll see how that works out. We have more if we need them, and if they don't work out for cons, like if I can't use these ones at pony cons, then I'll use them in my garage where I have all my con supplies. And yeah, they won't go to waste, so that is really nice. And then Hibiscus also got 2 of them. He got 2 teal ones, tealy green color. Because I asked him if he wanted any, and he was like, no, but it was a no in the way that I know he does want some. So I was like, they're only X amount, and he was like, okay, I'll get some. And like I said, they're nice and can lay flat in a suitcase. So perfect for traveling. So we'll see how those goes. If this goes really well at FWA as I experiment with them, then I might get more of the pink ones for the non-pony cons, and then just use the purple ones for the pony cons and use them maybe for buttons in the future. Who knows? We'll see what happens with those, but I'm very happy. So that was our final Joann haul. I had considered maybe going again closer to closing since I know they're still emptying out their storages with all their excess products, but I think I'm pretty content with this. And my goal had been to get something for the pink bats, which I did here. And then I'm really excited about the sushi fabric. You can use like green, black, red, tan, beige, so many different colors will work with this, so I'm very excited about that. And then my other goal had been to find a rainbow fabric, and so I'm very happy with this one. I wanted a rainbow because that can go with more of the bats, and plus people like rainbows, so that's perfect. And then I had wanted to find some fur. Unfortunately, they didn't have too much of a fur selection, but I still found the Sherpa that I did, and I really like it, so I'm excited about that. It is really sad, like I keep saying, that Joann is closing. While it's a place that I only really went to once a year to like raid their remnant bins, it still is an invaluable resource to so many people. Our Joann in particular is in the next town/city over. It's like nestled right up against ours. And so it's not my favorite area of town. It's one of those areas of town that ends up getting like neglected, the roads and everything, because they start building up so many other new places around it. It just misses the rotation of like getting kept up. So the road was always a mess going over there, but still it was really nice going over there and getting to do one last shopping trip and see just how the area has changed, because I haven't been over that way in probably 2 years. So that was really fun to go over there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try out this new needle case, see how it works, because I will definitely be taking my sewing kit with me to FWA. So I had thought when it said magnetic needle case that the whole bottom was magnetic, but it looks like it has this loose magnet in it, and then you stick the needles to that maybe? Let's give it a try out and see what happens. Yep, so maybe it should be in the middle then, so more things can stick to it. Let's see. Alright, Alright, I see how that goes. I think I'll still keep a side case like this for the pins. And then that way I can leave this just for the needles. So then if I need to switch a needle while I'm working, I can do that. And it's nicer than just having the little individual needle packages just loose in my bag. So yeah, alright. It's not exactly what I had expected, but it'll do the job. Yeah, now the needles that I have, because I just bought a new package of needles, has stuck quite nicely in there. And then this kind of has a nice at the end, so they'll be nice and safe in here. They're not going to fall out in my bag. And then that'll go right in here. So yeah, that's perfect for flying. That's exactly what I wanted. If you ever wonder why I sometimes can't get things done, it's this little boy here. In the middle of everything. Disrupting my work for pets. Do you have any regrets with your decision? No. So it's about 3 days before the con, and FWA just announced that it's going to be doing a virtual queue system for the Dealer Den, the Artist Alley, the Moonlight Festival, and some other event. And so it's going to work like theme parks in a way. That's the comparison that they used in their announcement. And so what it is that you get to sign up for one special bonus one a day, which has a specific time slot, kind of like Fast Pass does. So like Fast Pass or Lightning Lane or whatever they're calling it now, you would select like Big Thunder Mountain 3 p.m. So that's how it worked there. You'd select Dealer's Den 3 p.m. and then you would be locked in for that time frame. You could show up, I think it was 5 minutes early to 15 minutes late or 45 minutes late, something like that. And then there's standard standby virtual queue, which is kind of like what they do for, or did for Rise of the Resistance and Tron, and currently I believe they're doing it for Tiana's Bayou Adventure and something else. I know they do it for like, they're doing it for like Epic Universe rides, and I'm sure they'll do it for whatever big ride opens next. But basically that's where you go in and you select join line, and then they will text you when it's your time to get in the ride. So, or get in line for the dealer's room or whatever. When it's your time to head to the attraction, you go ahead and go into the line. You have about, I think they said 45 minutes to get in line. And I imagine there will be a small physical wait there as well. That's how it usually works for like Disney World, is when your virtual line spot is called, then you go through and you have a much smaller wait as they just like filter through. So basically they're just like, okay, we've gotten through this amount of people. They're now this spot in the queue. So now we can release some more people. That's what they're decided to do. It's announced pretty quick too. And if for some reason, you know, because they get international people with this. So if you don't have a US based like card or SIM card or compatible whatever, then you can go to one of the ambassador desks and they'll get you a spot in line and you get texted with the time. I don't know if you don't have a US based phone, if they're going to like do an email or how that's going to work. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure things will get more solidified. And apparently it was a pretty extensive training that they did all the staff on for this virtual queue system. I just kind of wish it had been announced sooner, but maybe with like the attendance numbers that they were getting, they decided something needed to be done. So they went ahead and acted now. That could also be the thing that happened. It's hard to say. And like, I'm sure they're doing the best with the information that they have. So it is what it is. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just interesting. And there's a lot of course, worries and concerns about it. Especially because, you know, people will be using their phone a little bit more. But they said, you know, it's just the amount of signal that it takes to receive a text. That's what they're saying in the vendor chats, which means it's not going to take up that much time. Like, they just need to go on the website, click join queue, and then they're good. But I don't know. Hopefully it'll go fine. I'm a little wary of it being announced this close to such a big change. But it sounds like that they have plans in place. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to want to do a bingo card for FWA or if I'm just going to have goals that I'm setting. And I think I'm just going to have goals. I don't think I'm going to do a bingo card. I think it's going to be too busy to really warrant a bingo card. And also my plan is to, because I have to prepare for ColossalCon Prime as soon as we get back from FWA. So I think I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to do too much extra. I'm going to definitely get vlog footage and get some good B-roll and everything, and also just see what fun things I can find. But I just think that setting a bingo card, especially when I don't know what to expect, is just not going to be something I want to do. I love doing the bingo cards, and I'll definitely do one for ColossalCon Prime. But for FWA, I think I just want to experience the con and see what it's like, because FWA is a con that I never thought I was going to be able to do. I didn't think I was going to get in. So I'm so grateful and so excited that I get to do the FWA. So I did set goals. I think low goal for myself is going to be cost times 2. And my costs are not super high. I believe my costs are like, I'm going to just guess $1,500 to $2,000. I don't remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to want to make, I'd say $4,000 for low goal. I think that will give me a decent amount of profit and also cover costs. I think that's a good low goal. For goal, I think I'm going to set it at all the handmade plush I have made currently. Now there's more that I may make, and that also includes the ones that I'm like working on, like this one and everything. So I think I'm going to set goal at 6,000 or 6,500. I think that's a good goal. I think that is something that we could definitely hit. I forgot to film the setup, but we got all this stuff from here down, ready to go to FWA. Took about an hour and a half to get packed up, which is pretty usual for us. All right, if I sound tired, it is because I am. But this arrived, and I'm going to open it. This is a sticker order I did. I'm still trying to find a good sticker company to use reliably since I'm wanting to beef up my sticker production. And this time I tried Hub City Slaps, and they were very accommodating. I had asked them if they could get my order out so it would arrive on or before the 7th. And I was like, I said I would totally pay the extra shipping, and they were cool with it. So let's see what we have. Looks like this is thank you. It looks like this is where you can find their information. So let's see what they look like. And they are a Texas-based company. And there's a little logo. I like the colors. All right, let's see what we have. I believe I ordered 25 of each of these designs. So these are some of the designs I was running low on. These are the double sharks that I have. And yeah, that's really good quality, actually. Oh, that's really nice. I really like this. They did a great job with this one. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, I will take them all out. I was just curious about the quality, but no, that's the UV vinyl, sun resistant, or waterproof. I'm very tired, sorry. That I like, so yeah. There's Twilight. I was running really low on her. I only had like 5 left. And new design, Princess Mononoke. I decided to go ahead and do some for ColossalCon as well. But I'll still have this at FWA, see how it does. Wooloo. This one came out great. So I had wanted them to, I had a very thin line, and I was like, if there's a possible way you could like go right at the thin line so it doesn't show up. Now the brown is a little dark, so you can kind of see it in the reflection. The eyes don't show up very well, so that's something to definitely take into account for next time. But yeah, I got the stickers in the shape of a little fluffy Wooloo. This is actually the embroidery file that I used to use for the Wooloo plush when I made them. I stopped making them because Wooloo just is not really popular anymore. Wooloo things can still sell, but I just stopped making the plush to make other things. But yeah, this came out really well. So now next time I know when I get these to lighten up the eyes. We'll see how these do at these next 2 cons, and then I'll edit it from there. And then Fluttershy, super cute, very cutie. And I am working on Pinkie Pie and Applejack, so then I can have the entire main 6. Oh wait, no, I need Rarity. I forgot about Rarity. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'm working on her too now, I guess. Let's see, we have Pikmin. Oh, looks like there is a line on the leaf up there. That is interesting. I don't know why that's there, but all right. So yeah, and this one you can see is a little darker too, but the black can still be seen. That is interesting about the line. Well, I'll put it out and see if people want them. If not, then I will give them out as freebies and then get a remade one. Let's see. Okay, these don't have the line on them, and these don't either. So I don't know. That's interesting. I might even have been on my proof and I just missed it. I have a few more. The Fresno Nightcrawler. This is also the embroidery file that I have that I use for the Fresno Nightcrawler itself, complete with the line that I use for in the hoop. But I decided to get it as a sticker because I'm like, why not? Let's try that. Let's see how that works. I am just experimenting. I am in my sticker experimenting phase. And then there's one more. I think it's Alan with his cheese. The herd of Yeehaw frogs has been finished. I'd intended to do more hats. I have these 2 in little top hats, but the straw hats that I had was way too big. It covered like the entire body of it. So we mostly just have Yeehaw frogs with 2 little dapper frogs. So I finished a roadkill fox. It has the cute ears, tail, nice and floppy, and also a flocked nose. He's super cute, and currently I am putting tails on these right here, and then I'm going to be putting their ears on, and then all 3 of those will be done. I have stitched all the Furbies. They're all ready to go, and then I cut and stitched all their ears, and Hibiscus is going to cut the ears out and then turn them inside out because they have a little excess on them. So he's taken that task for me, and then once those are in, then I will put the faces on and all the ears on these 20 Furbies, because I already have 10 left over from Triad. So they'll get all their ears and faces and everything, and then Hibiscus will stuff them for me, and then I'll seal them. So those should be done not too much longer. The long Furbies do not take long for me to do once I get into a rhythm. It's just getting into that rhythm does take some time. With that, I am pretty much almost done with this vlog. I have a bunch of sewing to do and not much time to do it in. I have today and half of tomorrow, and then of course while I'm at the hotel I can make more things. But that will be it for the vlog. I will, though, show off all the brood minus the 10 that are already packed up. So that way you get to see my long Furby brood. They're adorable. Look at them. Cutie patooties. So that was the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope FWA goes well. I am quite nervous for FWA because it's just something I've never done before. And I'm trying a lot of new things, and I hope it goes well. It sounds like the attendance is going to be insane. They are expecting a lot of people, and they've been refining the rules and everything about the virtual queues. So that'll be fun to see how that works out. It's going to be an amazing FWA. Any nerves I have now, I'm sure will go away once we're there and I get to see everything. I've been seeing pictures of my friends who are already there, and I'm so jealous. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the vlog, and I'll see you in the next one. Next one will be FWA proper, and then a ColossalCon prep vlog, and then a ColossalCon vlog. So I'll see you there. Take care, guys.